What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've done in my last videos. I'm going to do a poem, and this is something that I actually wrote. It's mine. It's copywritten under J. So I hope you all like it. The name of the poem is called GodIam, and you will understand the meaning of GodIam by the end of the poem. Feeling his hunger pains, he musters up the courage to ask for spare change. But people just walk by and look at him strange. He remembers thinking they've got to be illiterate or blind because they'd walk by and ignore his withered sign that cried out for food or money in exchange for his time. Now he was under a lot of stress and altogether a mess. His clothes were tattered and his beard ain't seen a razor. But the only thing he wanted to do was get back with his daughter so he could raise her. See, his daughter was his world, and he longed to carry her and her burdens on his shoulders like Atlas. But at this time it seems as if he had shrugged and dropped the ball. And it's so hard for him to stand tall, because the only time he gets to hear his daughter's voice is when his parents accept his phone calls. Last time him and his daughter saw each other, she wept like a willow on his shoulder, like a pillow, tears streaming down her face and snot running out her nose. And since her head was on her daddy's shoulders, it stained this poor man's clothes. And he vowed never to wash the clothes, so the stain would always remain and the vision of his daughter's love could stay etched in his heart and brain. See, this man who everyone thought was just a vagabond was at one time a successful businessman. But since his economy is so bad, they make some cutbacks, he loses his job, and they say, hey, it's just business, man. Now people treat him differently due to his setback, and he wonders how people who claim to love him can see him struggle and just sit back. Or maybe it's that they never cared to begin with, because if they did, he wouldn't be in this predicament, sleeping on cement, while his family's in a warm house with clean sheets and plenty of food to eat. But he's determined to make the best of a bad situation. So he turns to the word for his motivation, and he is so moved that he shares his salvation with the nation, proclaiming how Jesus saves and how he hears them when he prays. That's why he gives them all the praise. But people will walk by and say, look, we're not giving you any sense because you're not making any sense. Because if Jesus really saved, you wouldn't be sitting here looking so depraved. He says, that might be your interpretation. Sure, I might be in a bad situation, but it doesn't have to dictate my state of mind. It's my love of self that comes from God where my true wealth lies. So despite his current situation at this time, he decides to wait there with his withered sign. Yet his words continue to fall on deaf ears, until one day his cries bring a deaf man to tears. The deaf man says, here, I know it's not a lot of change, but I hope this will help your situation change. And once he did that, something happened that was, well, strange. He was actually able to hear what the homeless man was saying. It's like at that point in time, God had answered all the prayers he had been praying. The homeless man says, my friend, you have been obedient, because Matthew 25:40 says, whatsoever you do unto the least of my brethren, you do unto me. That is why you can hear me so clearly. See, everything isn't as it appears. Let me tell you why I was able to heal your ears. My name is GodIam. Broken down, it is God, I am. I came back down to earth just to see if there's any love left in humanity. And what I saw were a lot of people claiming to know me, but not a lot of people attempting to show me love. See, the world is my baby girl, and I just want to love her like a father loves his child. So I extend my hand out to you now. Will you accept it and get healed like this deaf man? Or will you walk around in silence for eternity? Don't let God be homeless, y'all. Holla.